So this is that moment where I have to just make sure that everything's working. I have to say it's been a slightly stressful morning from that point of view. So bear with me. And of course I've now got a bazillion and one things coming up on my phone. But let's have a look. Hopefully I should have you've gone live, but we'll check. We will check. Let's see. Let us see. I must take my jacket off. Yes, I'm here. Hurrah, hurrah. So, I'm here a whole day early. And I'll come on to why in a bit. So let me just bring that up. Morning, Wendy. So I'm just bringing up comments on my phone. Don't want to watch on a TV screen. Morning, Jane. Morning, Jan, who is in weekly. Jan has read the thing that said, please let me know where you're joining from. I'm really bunged up today. I don't know why. I think it's this blooming seasonal rhinitis still. I am quite allergic to... Morning, Lorna. Your dull day in Chester. Yes, it's quite a dull day here. So, yes, I think it's because I'm allergic to fungi, like fungal spores, and we've got a lot of those around at the moment. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing. My hair is a fright. I ironed it a lot this morning because it was a fright. So, thank you, Lorna, for sharing. So, we're here a day early. You may have seen the reason why is because, thank you, Jane, is because our friend who passed away suddenly a couple of weeks ago, it's his funeral tomorrow. And it's at 12, 12, and I can't possibly get from here to his funeral in minus 20 minutes. So it's not going to happen. Hello, Renee from Australia, Wendy from Pembrokeshire. So yes, so I'm here a day early, but everything else will be the same chaos that we normally have. So that's all good. And I've run out of drink. My nice Stampin' Up hot drink mug. And it does keep the drinks hot, although I'm really not used to this straw. It's a stainless steel straw and I keep bashing it against my front teeth. Not a good idea when one of your front teeth is a crown. Just saying. So, I hope everyone is keeping well. It seems to be a kind of, it's trying but not quite getting there-ish, sunny-ish day today. I've had to close my skylight blind because that was blinding. Hello, Renee. Morning, Audrey. It's chucking it down up there. Okay, fair enough. I think we're getting rain tomorrow. I think we're getting rain tomorrow in Oxfordshire, but I'm hoping that the funeral will be dry. That's down in one of the London suburbs. So fingers crossed it will be dry. There is nothing, I don't think there's anything worse than rain at a funeral. But anyway, so there were things I was going to say. You're right, yes. Housekeeping while I remember is, I have to work this out backwards. Okay, so if you can see live in the top right hand corner, that's because you're watching live on Facebook. This is a Facebook Live. And if you have got live in a red thing, top right hand corner, you're watching me live. Aren't you lucky? If it's not there, it's not live. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's not live because this is a recording from Facebook Live. It's not Tuesday anything. That's habit. It's Monday the 19th of October. I will be back on Tuesday next week. But as I say, we've had to move things this week because of the funeral arrangements. So yes, so that's that. For those of you who are not in the UK, our clocks change this coming weekend. So our clocks go back an hour. Now I know in the US they wait until the first Sunday in November. We wait until the last full weekend in October. So we're out of sync by a week, and this tends to happen between the UK and the US. So I'm just saying that because if you are watching overseas, we are changing our clocks this coming weekend. We gain an hour in bed, hurrah! Although it does get darker in the evenings, so from that point of view, not great. I went running yesterday evening at 5:30, and by the time I got back at about 6:15, it was really quite, it wasn't dark, but it was at that stage where, had I started to go running at 6:15, I would have needed to have taken my running lights with me. So either I'm going to have to run earlier, or I'm going to have to accept that I need to run with my running lights, which is not great because it also means that I can't really see the ground ahead. Hi, Nemone. So yes, so there we go. Right, what else do I need to tell you? Oh yes, right, so Designer Series paper sale is still on. We have it until the end of October. Hi, Veronica from Southern California. I'm guessing SoCal is Southern California. So yes, the Designer Series paper sale is on until the end of the month. I've just realised that I've got something in the way there, so we'll twist it a bit, get rid of it. So we've got 15 Designer Series papers from both the annual and the mini catalogue with 15% off. I ordered my Creativity in a Box class kit stuff this morning, only to discover that Trimming the Town is currently on back order. Fortunately, not for terribly long. It should be back. This is Europe, so if you're not in Europe, please ignore. But it's on back order until the beginning of next week. So it may be that I will have to send a couple of the kits out a little late. I did order a little bit extra just in case back end of last week, because I could see the numbers beginning to come down. It was looking at low inventory. But yeah, so just so you know. Other papers that are currently on low inventory are, in Europe, Heartwarming Hugs, Snowflake Splendor, both on sale, and the beautiful, is it Beautiful Autumn? Gilded Autumn, which is actually what we're using today. So just so you know, those are currently on low inventory. I don't know how much inventory we've still got left in Europe, but just so you know. So that's Europe. What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? Thank you, Wendy. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know what else I can tell you at the moment. So that probably means it's time to start crafting. And while I remember, Wendy, as I say, I've ordered it. It should be fine. It just means I'll get everything else worked out, and then I'll have to do is cut the paper. So it should be fine, because it will be one of the first lots to go out. So, but thank you for the offer. So, I'm going to be doing this a bit by the seat of my pants. I have vaguely planned what we're doing today, but I'm not used to doing it on a Monday. I normally use the Monday to prep for my Facebook Live, you know, in as much as I ever prep for my Facebook Live. But yeah, I did a lot over the weekend. I managed to get lots of stuff done. I need to now write the blog post, but I have got lots of stuff done, just not on my blog. And I only had a vague idea of what I was going to do today. So with that thought in mind, why don't we get started? So I'm going to use my high-tech washi tape to cover the screen, or the camera I should say, while I flip you round. This is to try to make it slightly less dizzy for you. And let me pop that back a bit and remove that, and then hopefully up a little bit. You can just about see my phone there. Yeah, that seems to be there or thereabouts. So I just want to bring something else up on my phone. Bear with me, because it's my crib sheet of what I'm doing. I've got some sketches. So First things first, we are using Autumn Greetings, and if I can dig it out from underneath the stuff, Beautiful Autumn, basically because I like some of the images from one and some of the greetings from the other, and I want to mix and match, but I like being able to mix and match. The Autumn Greetings also has, and I've got some bits here ready to go, so let's get those out, the Autumn Essentials dies, which are beautiful. I've yet to use the edges. I might have to do that this morning. Ears of Wheat, which I think I've mentioned before, our family crest is an ear of wheat, which is what's on my ring. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, possibly. So it's not very well focused because the camera is focused for my workspace. But anyway, that's an ear of wheat. So an ear of wheat is quite pertinent to me. And there's the die that cuts out the big floral, which was the stamp that I used for Simple Stamping Saturday. I have to say I was really pleased with how those turned out. It was one of those I'm going to play moments. Cat hair, what a surprise. And there's also the small, whoops, where is it? The small pumpkin with floral, which is that die. Plus we've got some pumpkins, which I will be using later on. However, the first thing I want to do is something really kind of, I don't know, straightforward-ish. So, actually, I need one of these. I need one of these out. So helpful if I actually take the stamp out that I was going to get. Anywho, so, and I need two stamps out. So why am I not getting both of them out? Now, this one is a huge stamp, so you can either use your Stamparatus. Don't need that for the moment. You can either use your Stamparatus, or you can just use a bigger block. This is about as big a block as I can actually hold reasonably well. Now, because this is a red rubber stamp, if a little bit is hanging over the edge, it doesn't matter too much. If it was photopolymer, I would be a little more concerned, but it's not, so it doesn't matter. Do you know where I've got that die out? Because I don't think I'm going to need it for this. In fact, I'm not going to need it for this. So I've got a crumb cake base, and I'm going to use, should I use soft suede or crumb cake? No, I'm going to use soft suede, although the colours in the paper are crumb cake and early espresso. I don't want to go as dark as early espresso, but I think I want something a little darker than tone on tone. So, this is going to be a really quick card. Famous last words. Ooh, don't have done that bit very well. That's better. Now, the thing with a larger stamp is you do have to give it a bit of welly, because it's a larger stamp, and I find it easier to do it sideways on. So have the courage of your convictions and go for it, and press really well. Give it a really good press. Oh, I've just realised I need to adjust to see your comments. Hello, Barbara from Germany. Evening, Jackie. So yes, if you missed the public announcement, our clocks change this coming weekend. They go back. So do bear that in mind when you are joining me next week. Certainly if you're in the States, it is going to make a difference. I don't know when the clocks change in Australia, or indeed in Europe. Barbara, maybe you can tell me when they change in Europe. Is it this coming weekend? So that's that done. Then I need a piece of Very Vanilla, because we're using, I mean, we're not for this one, but because we're using the Gilded Autumn paper, everything is very vanilla. So I'm going to stick with soft suede, I think. Or will I go basic black? Not basic black, early espresso. I think I might go early espresso, actually. So let me just ink this up. And stamp that down in a corner. And up. And before anyone tells me, no, I haven't changed my chamois. I just don't seem to be able to get round to it. I mean, this one's working quite well. It's just very, very dirty. Stained. Clean dirt, not dirty dirt. Right, okay, so while those are both drying, let me pop the stamps away in the right box, and then we can get on with making the card. And I've actually had a slight change of plan while I've been looking at what ribbons I've got. That's filthy. No, that is just stained. Okay, need to do a proper wash on that at some point. Right, okay. So, paper snips. Don't need that block for the moment. I'll probably need it again because I probably will use that large stamp again. So I'm not quite sure why I took it away, but never mind. Hey ho and all that. So I'm just chopping that out for the moment, and you guessed it, we're fussy cutting. Your clocks have already changed in Australia, okay. Wendy has lost something. You've lost your what? It's useful that I now know that the clocks have changed in Australia, because I do some things with Australian demonstrators. So it's quite useful to know that your clocks have changed. I will go and check some of the times I've got things set up for. This is why I get confused, because we all change our clocks at different times and in different directions. It doesn't take much to confuse me. I am a bear of very little brain on occasions. And for those of you who don't get the reference, that's Winnie the Pooh. One of my favourite books of all time, or books plural it should be. Some of my favourite books is probably the right word. I've even read Winnie le Pooh in Latin. Don't know why I put a French accent on that. I have to say my Latin is something... Last Sunday in October. Thank you, Barbara. Hang on. Last Sunday in October is... Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So that's this weekend, which is the same as us. Because the 31st of October is Saturday. So I have to say I did have to check that it wasn't the last weekend that has October in it, but was the last full weekend, even in the UK. So yes, Winnie le Pooh is the Latin for Winnie the Pooh, and I have managed to read it in Latin, in spite of the fact my Latin vocabulary is almost non-existent. I can do the first verb that everyone seems to learn in Latin is to love, omo amata mata mamas amatis amant. That is about the only Latin I still remember. That said, I did find Latin quite useful when I was first learning German. Not that I speak very much German these days, as Barbara will attest. I try and I fail. But German grammar does use some of the same grammar as Latin. So actually, I take all the comments back from when I was at school, when I was told that Latin was a useful language, and I sort of poo-pooed that, because it was useful when I came to learn German. So yes, but yes, amo masamat is about as far as I can go. So This is not difficult fussy cutting. You just have to kind of concentrate on it a wee bit, and obviously you don't have to concentrate on it that much, in that I can talk to you and cut this at the same time. But then I do enjoy fussy cutting. And once I've done this, the rest of the card will come together quite quickly. Apart from I need to, do I need to? Maybe, let's have a look. Yes, I think I probably will. Because I've changed the ribbon that I'm going to use, I'm actually going to trim this down a bit because I want it on a mint macaron mat. So I want this at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 rather than 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, because I want this to go on top of that, and then I'm going to have a very vanilla card base. So now obviously for those of you who are sic atur ad astra, now I'm sure that's Latin for something, Audrey, but I have no idea what. Oh, it's the Latin from your old school badge. Okay. Yes, Barbara, I came, I saw, I conquered. Absolutely. Veni, vini, vici. Or veni, vini, vici, depending on whether you were a W or a V person. Right. So clearly I do know a little bit more Latin than just a moa massamat. So this, let me bring it up so you can see it. I've just stamped it without any colour at all. If you saw my Simple Stamping Saturday, I moved it around with a wink of Stella, but not for this, because we've done wink of Stella. I have to say I loved my Simple Stamping Saturday this week, and I know I shouldn't be the one that says that, but I did. I particularly liked the middle one. That just worked somehow. Right, so I'm going to use some of the ribbon that goes with the bundle. This is mint macaron, which is why I wanted to change the matte to mint macaron. So I'm just going to snip that there. This is, I think they call this the textured weave ribbon or something like that, because it's a bundle with the copper. I honestly don't know what it's called because it's not written on it. So yeah. Sadly, Audrey, I don't even remember my school motto, which was also in Latin. I know that our good grief, crest. I was using the word just now. So our crest was a daisy. And the reason our crest was a daisy was twofold. A, where the school was originally built, or rather when the school was originally built, and it's quite an old school. When I was there, we had our 80th anniversary, which for a girls' school was quite some going. They must have had their centenary by now, of course. So yes, where it was originally built, it was built on a field of daisies, and the reason that they chose the daisy, as well as that, the reason they chose the daisy as the symbol for the school was because a daisy has lots of petals in order to make it as pretty as it is, and if you just have a petal, it doesn't stand out the same. So the idea was that in order for the school to flourish, it was up to the individual pupils, not just one or two, which I thought was, you know, as an adult, I think that's really great. As a child, I thought, really? Okay. So yes, it was one of those things. So that's going to go there, and then this is going to go there. Or it might go, no, I think, while I'm sticking on my mat. Tell me if you want it nearer the ribbon or further away. Those are the only two options I'm giving you. So near the ribbon or further away. So do let me know. And it's going to be on dimensionals. Now I am going to add some additional Seal Plus to the ribbon, simply because, probably should have done this before I put the glue on, simply because it gives it an extra bit of oomph. So it kind of traps the ribbon between two lots of adhesive. There we go. Nearer, further away, further away. Okay, so we've got two further aways at the moment and one nearer. Any more for any more? It looks like it's going to be further away then, Lorna. Okay, so mini dimensionals. I may have to do some surgery even though they're mini. Yep. Okay, let's get sticky scissors. And if I chop there, that should give me a nice long bit. Right, so we're definitely going further away because Jane is also a further away. Okay. On your heads be it, people. Why not using Tombow on the ribbon? Because I don't want to put Tombow on the ribbon. I don't think it will look right on the ribbon. It's just not what I'm looking for. Nah. Sorry. Not what I'm looking for is the answer to your question, which I know is very unhelpful, Barbara. But that's why I said you have two choices. Nearer or further away. It is simply, whoops, simply that I don't like it going on the ribbon. Don't ask me why, I just don't. And also I don't think the ribbon is going to be a good thing to stick to because it's quite a loose weave. Some ribbons, not really great. Right, so we were going further away, weren't we? Okay, so let's come down here. I mean, that's what it would look like on, and it just, for me, it's not right. But that is not the back of the card. But that is on the back. But that is on the back of the card. What, the Tombow? Yeah, but it's still got to stick to the ribbon. It will ultimately be on the ribbon. Anyway, as I say, I gave you two choices, and those were they. So we've gone for the bottom one. It's my card. Anyway, so there we are. That's that. I'm wondering if I want to zing it up a bit. I have something in mind. I have something in mind that isn't, for once, the Elegant Gems. I'm thinking I might add a couple of these. Well, 3 actually, because I don't do pairs. So I'm going to go there, there, and I think I might tuck. I definitely want a third one. Actually, I might just go there. There we are. Just a little bit of something. So that's the finished. So the thing I have with card on ribbon is I don't have anything. I don't have a problem with it at all. Sorry, I just need to get my phone to come on again so I can see your messages better. It works it would work really well on what I would call a flat weave card. But because this is an open weave, it's just going to soak it up like a piece of blotting paper, which means it's not actually going to stick properly. And also, I don't like having something overhanging in that way. It just doesn't sit well for me. So, yeah, that is why. So, anyway, there we are. That's our first card. So, next I have got... Let me grab what I need. So I need one of these. I need to just check what size I've cut it, because I have some prepped and I don't know which one this is. Ooh, that's a smaller one. Yeah, no, I really want a larger one, which of course I haven't got any larger ones pre-cut. Okay, I thought I had. No, haven't. And this one I definitely do want just one layer, because I want this to actually be quite a simple card. So I'm going to cut this at 5/8, 5 5/8 I should say, and 3 7/8. You're all being very quiet again. Ooh, our sun's almost come out. Yay! And the other thing I actually want is an early espresso card base, which I haven't got, because I want a tent fold, short and fat. So I want this cut there, and scored there, like that. Right, so this is going to be a tent fold card. Obviously I will need a vanilla line, a vanilla liner as well. You're paying full attention. No, you're not paying full attention, doing your impression of a witch stirring her leaky soup. Is it not a little early for... Oh, you're cooking the soup, as in you're making it, I'm guessing. This is Audrey I'm talking to. For those of you on YouTube, I'm talking to Audrey, who is stirring leaky soup. When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? Right, okay. So, yeah, I think I have the right colours. Now all I need is the right stamp, which is going to come from Beautiful Autumn. And it's this one. So I can probably get away with that one actually. My baby, what's this? Baby G block. Right, okay, so I want early espresso in the middle. Let's get rid of that because that's going to get in my way. That I will be using momentarily with luck. So I'm actually going to just cheat a wee bit. It's not really cheating. I just want to make sure I get things vaguely straight. So I've got this T ruler. I'm not fussed too much about middle. What I'm fussed about is straight. Because, well, you'll see in a minute. In fact, I think that way might be. Yeah. So let's start this again, and I'm going to come sideways actually. So this is going to be the top. So I want 1, 2. That's not very middle, is it? So let's bring it further to the middle by going that way. So that's vaguely middle. So that's early espresso. Then we are going to go, this needs to be further in, that's better. Then we're going to go Cajun Craze and Crumb Cake, I think. So, just making sure I can still see my sketch and your comments. So that's that. So we want, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go crumb cake next. So these I'm going to do upside down. Oh, that wasn't very well stamped, was it? Let me see if I can line that up again without ruining the whole thing. I think it actually wasn't well inked. Anywho, it's fine. And again, we're going to come down. That's 1, 2, 3, and then Cajun Craze. As a rule, I'm not a great fan of Cajun Craze. I think it has one time of the year when it's a good colour, and that is now. Other than that, really not one of my favourite colours. I'm wondering if I'm alone in having colours that are only good for one season. I would be fascinated to know if I am the only person that has seasonal colours. So do let me know. Is it just me? A bit too far down with those. Never mind, let's bring them up again. That's better. I don't want them to be too even, so it's just as well, really. Anywho. So yes, Cajun Craze, autumn, that's it. Other than that, not a fan. But at least it gets an outing once a year. So pop that back. Right, okay, so I now need a sentiment, and actually I want "Have a Beautiful Day," which is a rather nice sentiment. So we'll pick that up, and I'm going to go early espresso again. You've got the same feeling about Cajun Craze, have you, Barbara? I know, it's kind of odd, isn't it? It's just, it is a very autumn colour. Which I'm going to go in the middle. You've got Cajun Craze but never used it, Nemone. Okay. Maybe autumn is the time to do so. Has anyone got any other colours that are, as far as they're concerned, only for one season? I think Cherry Cobbler might be the other one for me. So I'm going to cut this down, but basically this is what's going to happen. This is going to go over the top, and I'm going to cut this right down, and this is going to be on dimensionals. But what I wanted to check was how much to cut it down. What I do need is an eraser. And I had one on my desk. I did have one on my desk because I was using it. Oh, there we are. Only earlier. You lost me for a bit because your laptop hiccuped. Well, that's as good a reason as anything. Jan feels the same about Cajun Craze. I'm assuming it's about Cajun Craze, Jan, and not Cherry Cobbler. But yeah, Cherry Cobbler for me is Christmas. It's too dark for other times of the year. Both Real Red and Poppy Parade I love other times of the year, but just about there, I think. So I'm going to flag. So if you've got the banner punch, the banner picker punch, then obviously you can use that, but this is the alternative method. It's just, let's see if I can bring it up a bit. Cut in and then cut to the point that you've cut in. Much, much easier than trying to cut a flag straight off. So that's going to go there on dimensionals. So you'd have two lots of large dimensionals going, and I'm not quite sure why. But there we go. Perfect for edge pieces. Doesn't need full dimensionals, it just needs edge pieces. Let's flip that one there. And oh, good grief, Nemone, you're making 30 bat treats for your daughter's class. Whoa! I don't disagree, Veronica. I think cutting sometimes is quicker than using a punch. So that's kind of where we're going. And I think I'm going to use gilded this time. I'm not convinced I don't have a half open packet, so let me just check. I do have a half open packet. See, thought I did. Oh, the other, ooh. No, the other thing I was looking at is the holiday rhinestones, but no. Right, okay, so let's get our card base. Now, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I don't like the look of Tombow on the back of our smooth cardstock. So I want to use Tombow to adhere this to this, so I'm going to use it on my card rather than on my layer, because by doing it on here you're going to cut down the chance of it warping the Very Vanilla. So that is why I use my Tombow onto my card base rather than onto my layer when I'm using the smooth cardstocks. So, okay, I need my take your pick. There we are. So I want, again, I need 3. So I'm going to go 1, smaller, 2, smaller again, or another smaller one, I mean, 3. So really simple card. I mean, you couldn't get much more simple than that. I will bring it up in a moment. Now, obviously, I will put these on my website. So it's just a really quick card. You know, it's nothing special. It's just a really quick card. So that's that one. So, any more comments? No, that's fine. Okay, so we are going to go back to a, actually no, we're not going to use that. We are going to, sorry, my UPS man has just arrived with my delivery, which is never a bad thing because it's got all sorts of exciting stuff in it. Because it's to do with Stampin' Up, of course. No, I'm not using that one for this. I'm going to use this for this. So, and I'm also going to use that, I think. Right, okay, so here we go. Or am I doing that one next? Where are we time-wise? 11:45. Eeny, meeny, miny. Which one shall I do first? No, I think I'm going to go back to... I'm still going to be using these bits. Just... I say these bits, those colours. So I am going to use that, but I need another piece, which we had. There we are, another piece, there we go. Because I want to stamp that large stamp again, and this time I am going to die cut it. So, large block is there. And this time. So that was, I'm going to go crumb cake and see if it's dark enough. If it's not, I can always use the other side, because fortunately card has two sides to it. So crumb cake. So this is going to be tone on tone on tone on tone, basically. Ooh, I've just had another thought. Ooh. Oh, I love when my brain just works overtime. So again, give it some welly, because it's a big stamp. I'm glad your soup is yummy, Audrey, and I'm glad you like the card. I say it's a really simple card. Yeah, I think I like that, because I kind of want it almost to be a background. I mean, it is a background, but I want it to be not too in your face, although I'm going to die cut it. So, okay, I'm going to leave that on the block, because you never know, I might actually need it on the block again. Right, okay, so let me get my cut and emboss. One cut and emboss machine. Down they go, and have I got all my blares? No, I haven't. I need my number 2. So, gosh, I've got these in a right pickle. Okay, so I have my number 1 and my number 2. I have my very cutting plate, and I need my large die to go onto my Hujima flip. Comme ça, comme ci, comme ça, and top plate. And through we go. Sorry if I'm shaking you. Trying to do it gently so I don't shake you too much. Lovely. Right, okay, that can go in the bin. That can go there. Don't need these for the moment at least. So up, up. And right, so that's going to go on there. Can't decide which way round to put it. Anyway, I want to trim this down because I want another piece of, I say another piece, I want a piece of Cajun Craze, because I'm going to have that behind. So I'm going to use my little chopper. Do you intend to clean your chamois? Oh, how do I intend? I clean my chamois about every week. I would love to use the dishwasher, apart from the fact I never use the dishwasher. I just put it in the sink. So let me do this, and then I will explain how I clean, in inverted commas, my chamois. Because there is a theory behind it, and it actually is a proper theory, not just a Liz Yuille special. So I'm just taking 1/8 of an inch off each side. So I've then got a slightly wider border. Actually, no, I want to take a bit more off. I wanted to take 1/4 of an inch off, not 1/8, so I'm taking another 1/8 off. Is cutting the paper and die through the machine really hard? Is cutting the paper and die through the machine really hard? Not completely sure I know what you mean, Barbara. Do you mean, is it, do I have to put welly behind it? Do I, is it, because no is the answer. It's not difficult, but I'm not quite sure I know what you mean. Right, so when I clean my chamois, which as I say, I do about once a month. I know this looks like it's going to die into the background, but bear with me. I put it in the sink so that it's literally under the tap. So chamois, tap, and I turn the tap on from cold, but on the hot setting. So I make sure it's going from cold to hot, because different colours come out of your chamois at a different temperature. So to do them all, so to just put it into either just hot water or just cold water, you're only going to get some of the colours out, so it doesn't clean it completely. You need that variation of temperature. I tend to find the greens come out at a cooler temperature and the reds come out at a hotter temperature, which is why I do it that way. So I hope that makes sense. Barbara, can you just let me know if I've answered your question? Because, as I say, I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Not sure that's dark enough. I think it'll be fine once I pump it up. Right, okay, that's what I'm going with anyway. So I now want another sentiment. I think I might use the one that's in here. Let me pop this away. That one. And I want a piece of, I might go mint macaron. Did I get my mint macaron out? No, I did not. Right, mint macaron. Ooh, that would be perfect. In fact, it might be too wide. Yeah, we'll go with that for the moment. Right, I'm going to go early espresso because I need this to be dark, and it's quite a fine font. Not that one, this one. So I just want it. Oh, it actually is about the right size. Okay, there we go. Does anyone else dark their die cut edges for contrast? Yes, I have been known to do that. I actually now I will give you a sneak peek of something that's coming later this week, which is similar but not the same. I'm going to cover some of it up. So this is one of the ones that I've got coming later in the week. And what I've done is I've actually used smoky slate around the outside of my fussy cut, actually to do the complete opposite, so to push it back. So yes, but yes, you can, and in fact that's probably what I would need to do with this. But it's such a fussy little edge. What I could use, of course, is a Stampin' Right marker. Let me see. So let me take my soft suede Stampin' Right marker. I'm actually going to take the negative and just see if it's going to be the right sort of colour. Yeah, which it probably is. Good idea, Jackie. So this is darker than the ink because I used crumb cake ink. This is going to be almost as exciting as watching me fussy cut. But as I say, the problem with this die is that because it's so intricate, to use a sponge, even a dauber, not sure that we've got the okay, possibly not the best idea that I've ever had on a live Facebook, but we'll go with it. So we'll make it a bit wider. It'll be quicker that way. I think, Audrey, you're confusing clean with stained. So you're never going to get black ink out because it is staining your chamois. And as I say, I think there's a big difference between stained and clean or dirty, which is why I keep going on about clean dirt and dirty dirt. So a stain is what I would call clean dirt. So very, very occasionally, and I mean very, very occasionally, I'll put a bit of washing up liquid, what I know a lot of people call dish soap. Not in the UK, we don't. It's not dish soap, it's washing up liquid. But yeah, I will put a very, very small amount of washing up liquid into the water occasionally. And the reason I say a very small amount and occasionally is because it doesn't get into your chamois. And then your chamois goes all foamy, which is fine if you don't... Oh, God, I can't concentrate on this. No, it's not even going to be covered up. Oh, well, hey-ho. It'll be fine. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. Right. Okay. Good idea, Jackie. Just I needed a bit of patience to do it. Right. Okay. So I'm going to just cut this off like that. Would be better if it was straight, of course. Better. Does a product called elbow... There's a product called elbow grease and it gets a lot of the staining out. Yeah, there is. I tend to... should have done it from the back. Yeah, not really, because then it wouldn't come through at all. Because it is, we're talking very fine. So if I do it on the back... Actually, let's find a piece where I haven't just done it on the front. If we do it from the back, it's not there at all. So, yes, so I do squish it when I clean it. I don't just leave it to sit. I mean, I do leave it to sit, but I squish it as well. Right, back to the card. I'm going upside down with the hammered, yes, with the hammered paper. This is the 3D embossing folder, and I am going right over the middle of it because it is 3D. So I'm putting on much more glue than I would normally because I need to hit some of the high points. So that's that. Then I'm going to grab some Hujima flips. Hujima flips, as we know, is a technical phrase for dimensionals. I don't think it needs that one. It's only going on a piece of card after all. I love the idea of being able to buy elbow grease. Particularly in a spray. That would be lovely. Right, okay, so this is going there. And let's get rid of those bits. Don't need those, they can go in the bin. Right, okay, so I want a little bit of this to go around the edge. Or do I? Not convinced. I was thinking that, but I'm now not convinced. I think I want something different. What have we got? Ooh, that might be nice. That might work. Ooh, let's use that because we've got Cajun Craze as our mat. Ooh, Have I got a small piece? No, not that one. No, it's about the smallest piece I've got, so we'll go with it. Right, okay. We're on a roll. So, I think I might still use that, but let us. I need this to be wider than that, so that's going to be about yay big. Yay is a, you know, technical phrase. So that needs to be yay big. And will we then get that on there? Yes. Oh, love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so grab my seal. Get it started. Grab my seal. So this is going on there because that will then bring the Cajun craze in. And, no, not the sticky scissors, these ones. And then this can go on there. Like that. And then that's going to go on there. And then we need, yeah, about that much. About that much of that. And some of this. So, your kind of measurement. You would have taken the houndstooth. Yeah, I can see that. But I wanted the Cajun craze to tie in the Cajun craze. But the houndstooth would have been quite a good option. So I'm going to need a reasonable amount of that. Because I'm not normally into these sorts of funny bits of frou-frou. But is that going to be big enough? Yep. It's big enough. Gosh, this is loopy. I had a great aunt called Loopy. We'll send, put a picture on your website. I'm sorry, Wendy, you've lost me. We'll send, put a picture on your website. You can't put a picture on my website. You can put a picture on all sorts of things, but not on my website. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Right, so I want that little bow. And so when I'm fussing around with a bow like this, I do like to keep the ribbon attached to the reel because you're less likely to run out. I mean, as in, sorry, you're less likely to waste or use too much, is what I mean. May not be what I've said, but it's what I mean. Right, okay, so this is going to go under there, and this is going to go on dimensionals. So I want that to have, I'm going to go that way. So I found something similar to this on Pinterest, and I thought, that's nice, I like that. I haven't seen a lot of people using these ribbons, and that's weird because it is one of the things that has... Corn Dolly, absolutely. A picture of the elbow grease. Okay. Oh, so there is actually a product called elbow grease. Okay. I thought you meant, you know, elbow grease. Obviously not. So yes, this has been on, or was on back order. I think it's not now. But it was on back order, which surprised me because I haven't seen that many people use it. Maybe that they didn't order a lot because they weren't expecting people to use it. Quite often we are hit by inventory issues. So if they don't think things are going to sell, they don't get very much of it, and then they sell, and we're left with not very much of it. So, sorry, Wendy, I hadn't realised that elbow grease actually existed. In my life, it is just using, you know, more welly. It's yellow, is it? Okay. No, I have never come across a product called elbow grease. But there you go. Of course, someone's going to trademark it now. B&M's have it too. I've never seen it, and I do go to B&M's occasionally because, you know, they have cheap things, which are sometimes quite useful to have. I'm going to cover up one of my smushes. There we go. Right, so let's see. What am I going to put that on? I think I might go early espresso again. Although that's the wrong way. Do I have an early espresso mat already cut? Nope. Inevitably. That's fine. We can cut another one. So early espresso, and then I'll do one more card. And then I think that will be us for the day. Of course, there is prize draws and all those sorts of things. So let's pop that in there. Score once, cut once. I need a trip to Home Bargains. I don't think we've got a Home Bargains round here. I could be wrong. B&M's, yes. Home Bargains, no. It's amazing and cleans everything. Okay, well, I might get some to see if it'll clean our oven, which is in a dreadful state. It's not actually the oven, it's the oven door, which is horrific. We have one of our ovens is, I would hasten to add, we inherited our kitchen from our the previous owners. One of our ovens is a microwave and an oven and a grill. And the door of it is so dirty because no sooner have we used it as an oven than we're using it as a microwave, which kind of sets the stuff on. So yeah, so there we are. That's our card. So that's that. Right, so one more, because I have definitely prepped for this one. And again, we're going to use the stamp. Part of why I'm doing this is because I haven't seen enough people use the stamp, and I think that's a shame. Now I'm going to go tone on tone, as in I'm going to put this onto a very vanilla card base. But I think it looks nicer to have the layer there. And I am going to go crumb cake again, because we are going on very vanilla. So, in fact, let's do it the proper way. Let's do it this way. But yes, I don't know where our nearest Home Bargains would be. I've never been, or do you? No, that's B&M's. I don't know where our nearest Home Bargains would be. I don't think I've ever seen one, even before we moved. I don't think we had one. Right, so I just want this kind of there to fill the background as much as anything. And I'm going to be using some more of that copper ribbon, because I love it. Trim, I suppose it's really called. So that's that. I'm running out of space to put things. Let's pop it up there for the moment. Okay, so I've got my die cuts, which I've done in the brushed metallics. I've got a few, not necessarily going to use all of them, but so, and then I've also got Cajun Craze pumpkins and gold pumpkin outlines. So this is where we're going, and then I just need to have a stamp there. We might just use the one we've already used. So I'm going to trim some of these down, just so as you know. In fact, let's do that now. So I don't have sticky on the back of these because I don't want them stuck flat. But I do have sticky on the back of these because they are going to be stuck down. I think I want that a bit shorter as well. So I'll have that there. We'll have that. And we'll have that there. That needs to be trimmed down a bit. And is that the same? Yes. Okay. Don't like even numbers. I'm really anti even numbers. So let's do that there, and we'll bring, no, we'll have that there, and this there. Right, okay. You usually clean yours before Christmas. Yeah, I know, Christmas dinner this year is going to be an interesting concept. My father, who you've heard me talk of on numerous occasions, I am sure, lives in a London suburb, so he's currently tier 2. Fortunately, and as things are at the moment, because we are still tier 1, he can still come up and stay with us. We can't stay with him. He's part of our bubble, I should hasten to add. And at the moment in England, and we do have to be specific about these things now, because they are all different. In England, you can currently still stay with your bubble. So, yeah. So he's coming up in a couple of weeks' time because it's my birthday. And probably more importantly, he's coming up in a couple of weeks' time because the day before my birthday would have been my mother's birthday, and it would have been her 90th birthday. So we're still all a bit sort of tender from that, and I don't really want him on his own on what would have been my mother's 90th birthday. So fingers crossed we will still be allowed to have him up with us in a couple of weeks' time. This is the plan, anyway. Ooh, I've just realised something. That's embarrassing. Bear with me one moment. I need to just look something up. That, and that, and that. I will tell you what it is that I need to look up in a moment, but not just yet. Tum-de-tum, tum-de-tum. Good, right, okay, I'm there. Right, okay. Last of these, and then we'll get the Cajun Craze pumpkins on, do some stamping, and then we will be finished for the day. Right, I'm just going to bring that in for the moment, just to hold everything in place, whilst I don't need that anymore, whilst I look at these. So, peel the backing off that. I love this adhesive. Oh, adhesive sheet, thank you, love it. I'm even going to use the negative pieces on a future card. So that's one. So yes, I do need to clean my oven. It is getting dreadful. I've tried all sorts of things. There is a cleaner that I've got that actually doesn't do a bad job. It's just, it is, you know, we are asking it to debarnacle about 20 years of crud. And it's getting it off bit by bit, but the problem is it needs to get it off in one go. Okay, so that's the stamp I want. Probably not the best move I've ever made. But never mind. It's fine. We will just do that. Right, so hello there, friend, again. And we know it fits because it's fitted once already. Right, so I wonder how wide that is. Ooh, it's 3/4 of an inch. Hoorah! I'm going to use my thing. Right, so I want it about there and about there. And I'm going to go into my arrow end rather than my flag end. Helps if you open your punch, of course. That's one. No, that's about right. It's about right. It is about stick. Yep. Okay, let's pop that away. And pop that away. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there, and then this is going to go there. Perfect, love it. It's working. So I've just had a message that Wendy has posted the picture. I just wonder where she's posted it. Where have you posted it, Wendy? I mean, it can't be on my website because no one can post on my website other than me. But I would love to know where you've posted it. Right. And then she's being shy about where she's posted it. Where have you posted it, Wendy? I know you've said you've posted a picture, but where? Old Stables Crafty Hangout or Old Stables Crafts Facebook page? So you can't, I don't think you can post on my website. Anyway, right, so as I said, we're going to go vanilla on vanilla. This is going to be a fat card because I quite fancy popping this up. Even though we've got dimensionals on the front of the card, I think I want dimensionals on in a message. Okay, so actually on my website. Okay. Yeah, Old Stables doesn't really help terribly because all of my things are Old Stables. So I've got Old Stables Crafts website, I've got Old Stables Crafts YouTube channel, two Facebook, well, one Facebook group and one Facebook page. So I'm, oops, no, I didn't stay. I'm not convinced the first one, the website. Okay. In a message on my website. Okay, I will go and have a look in a minute. Not convinced I want a picture of elbow grease on my website, but I will go and have a look. It's going to be slightly out of context, is my only thought, but I will go and have a look. It's fine. Right, okay. There we go. So there we are, that's our final card. So let's do a quick recap. So that's this one, obviously. Then this one with the corn dolly. It's going to be a corn dolly from now on, Audrey. It's a message somewhere. Okay. This and the first one, which was this one. So none of them are that complicated. I know some of them do have die cutting, which makes them a little more complicated. Right, okay, so it's that time. It's prizes time. So the prize from 2 weeks ago was the cotton ribbon, and this is in real red. So great for this time of year. And the winner is Renee. No, is it Renee? I'm sure it's Renee. Isn't this dreadful? I'm sure it was Renee. Love the pumpkin card. Thank you. This is dreadful. I've just looked it up. My brain is just ridiculous. I think I need a holiday. Oh dear, oh dear. It was certainly a person whose name began... No, it's Rose. Sorry, Renee, it's Rose. Number 4 I like best. So this one. So yes, it was Rose Briscoe. I don't know if Rose is on today. But if you are, or if you're catching on replay, could you let me know? I don't think you're in the UK. I don't know why I don't think you're in the UK, but I don't. So I need you to let me know if... I'm just checking to see if she was on. I need you to let me know what you would want for your prize if you're not in the UK. Nope, she's not on. Anyway, so that's for Rose. I'm going to write that on here before I forget. There we go. Right, so that's that. So the prize for this time is the flowered faceted gems, new in packet. They're really pretty. So that will be the prize for this week. Do remember to share the video in order to be entered into the draw for these. You can do that on Facebook and on YouTube. If you do it on both, you get two entries. Number 2 and 4 are your favourites. So number 2 and number 4. So the ones on Very Vanilla. Interesting. So yes, I've got 2 on Very Vanilla and 2 on Crumb Cake. Anywho, so this will be uploaded ready for, this will probably be Wednesday still. Sorry those of you who are in Wales, I've just had a breaking news. Wales is going into a circuit breaker lockdown from this Friday until the 9th of November. So sorry, Wendy. That's you. I'm not surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if we follow. Anyway, it was just a news flash. There you are, news flash. So have a fantastic week. Those of you who are working, have a good working week. Those of you who aren't, have a good week. Do please, please, I mean, it's going mad at the moment. Please keep safe. Please keep well. And if... let's hope we can all see each other next week. Thank you very much indeed. Sorry, Wendy. So, yes, you've got until Friday to do anything that you need to get done. It says from Friday. Anyway, so I hope to see you all next week. I will be back to my usual day next week. We'll be back on Tuesday. So I've had to change a number of things. Any team who are still on, our team meeting is not tomorrow, it's Wednesday because of the funeral tomorrow. It's all going to be too much of a rush. So keep well, keep safe, and I will see you again very soon, I hope. And this is where I then take 5 goes at ending the video.